quickly realized after it became clear that the Knowledge Corridor project was going to go forward, and that in and of itself would jeopardize our Amtrak stop, it quickly became clear to us that without forging a coalition of communities along this line, along the New England Central line, that the arguments that Amherst might make to retain our Amtrak service would be feeble at best. We thought early on that the only way we could be successful was to reach out to our partners and friends along the Central Corridor, form an advocacy group, and begin to, in essence, replicate the success that our friends have had along the Knowledge Corridor. There's a lot to be learned from their success. And what I've learned from that is that, one, we need to form a coalition of advocates to work forward on the Central Corridor concept. I think tonight is one of the initial stages for that. I want to thank you all for being here to help with this, and believe me, this will not be our first and last meeting. What do we do from here? A couple of things. One, I think when you go back to your home communities, we need to start advocating as individual towns and individual entities with both our state elected and appointed officials for supporting this Central Corridor concept. And we need to do that frequently and loudly. Second, our legislative bodies need to formally adopt resolutions of support to support this Central Corridor concept so that we can start to make a concerted push with our elected officials to get behind this project and to give it the kind of credibility and push that it deserves. And then finally, I think we need to ensure that within each one of our communities, that each one of our master plans outline and identify both freight and passenger rail service as one of the key components in that master plan for transportation enhancements and for economic development opportunities. Here's what we're going to do going forward with this organization. One, we're going to communicate on a regular basis with you as to what we learn. So the information, the material that we receive, we will be passing it along to you. We're going to maintain a strong level of communication. Communication, if it's to be successful, has to be two ways, so we're going to look for support and communication back in return. Second, we hope to be able to create a formal organization to support this Central Corridor project. We're going to ask our friends at New England Central to help us support that, but the hub of it will be the communities and municipalities that border this Central Corridor, all the way from Brattleboro, Vermont, all the way down to New London, Connecticut. And then finally, we need to serve as a clearinghouse for information so that when information that's of significance and importance to this Central Corridor project is available, we need to get it out to you quickly, and we need to get it out to you accurately, along with recommendations relative to what action needs to be taken. Now, about 6 months ago, I reached out to my friend and colleague in Connecticut, Matt Hart, to see if stores in Mansfield, Connecticut, along with the University of Connecticut, had an interest in this project. So Matt assured me that they had a strong interest in this project, and one of the great joys of working on this project has been to reconnect with him and my friends down in Connecticut. So with that, it gives me a great deal of pleasure to introduce Matt Hart, the town manager in Storrs, Connecticut, to give you a little bit of a perspective of how Storrs and Mansfield feels about this project. Matt?